unimaginable honor. Thank you so much for doing this. I just wanted to, you touched briefly, you had this wonderful Shelley quote, and you touched briefly on your family's engagement with high culture. And I was wondering, or I was just going to ask you to reflect briefly on the contemporary state of high culture and serious art, and how important you think engagement with that, serious contemporary literature, music, cinema, whatever it is, how important it is in exploring the sort of the vanguard of political thought, and whether or not contemporary artists and contemporary audiences are rising to that challenge.
Well, I think it's very important, and I'm not the only one who thinks so. I think people with power think so. That's why famous Rivera mural wasn't allowed to be put in Rockefeller Center. And that's why if you go back to cinema, you say go back 60 years, early 50s, some of you'll remember. So in 1953, interesting year for cinema, there were two major films that came out, two films that came out on the labor movement. One, which was a huge box office success, ton of PR, advertising, and so on, featured Marlon Brando, was about a corrupt union leader and how the heroic, Joe with his lunchbox finally overcame the corrupt union leader, and at the end of the film throws him into the water and everybody cheers. That was one. There was another film, a marvelous film called Salt of the Earth, a low-budget film, which was about a victorious strike led by a Hispanic woman. It was a really great film. If you can find it somewhere, you should look at it. No one ever heard of it. You could find it maybe in a small art theater in downtown New York somewhere. But that wasn't the kind of film that was going to get publicity. And that runs through consistently. And I think when people in power believe something firmly, it's worth paying attention to them. And I think they believe firmly that you should not have revolutionary, popular art in which people participate. Actually, that's one of the reasons, I think, for destroying the graffiti in the New York subways. That's considered a great achievement of Bloomberg, graffiti, popular art, all over the subways, because that's just too dangerous. It's part of the drug war, grotesque drug war, race war, murderers. A large part of it came from the fact that the Harlem Renaissance, black artists in Harlem were playing jazz and smoking marijuana. So that had to be destroyed. That became the great criminal of the age. Mexicans were doing it too. This is pretty constant. So yeah, I think it's really important.